Good evening, Novos. How are we all doing?
No.
How are we doing, Lance?
I'm all right, mate. You just
Not too bad.
Notifications because it all just went like as soon as we go live, I get a notification from YouTube, Facebook. You're live. Yeah, you can see that. Your computer.
Hi, Nick. Thanks for joining. Hi, Danny. Special shout out.
Nick,
Special shout out to my guys on the Tizit team. Oh, Danny, Les, Terry, Wayne, and that. They are honestly they took me hostage, and it was the nicest hostage taking I've ever had. I was given sweets and chocolate.
I heard about this.
And
fruit juices. Yes, cartons of fruit juice.
It was lovely.
Very
Terry,
nice.
Hi, Terry. Hi, David. Harry, James.
Les. What weekend?
So one of the guys in the chat, best hostage takers ever. Highly recommend. 5 stars.
If you're up for a bit of hostage taking, yeah, give Les and his crew a ring.
Yeah,
happily oblige you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Envious of your weekend. Yes, Nick, it was a good one, mate. Hopefully you'll be on the next one, buddy. Yeah, keep an eye out for the release dates on the tickets, mate. Yeah, get on that one. It's good.
We might as well plow straight into it because we've already started. So
let's just go. Balls deep.
Okto8 Operation Scimitar, which was at a site that I, for the life of me, could not remember the name. Where was it?
Ultimate War Games, I think it's called. Ultimate War Games in literally across the road from Brands Hatch. You can hear the cars and the bikes racing around the track. That's how close you are nearly to it. So,
in fact, at one point, I think we were intercepting some of their radio signals as well. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, wicked site. Right off the beaten track. Mixed bag of woodland, open areas, and I mean, what he's building down there. I mean,
it's phenomenal.
I mean, some of the buildings. It's like, I mean, there was building work going on during the event. There was him and a few of his guys down there, all safety glasses up with impact guns. Knocking up a police station over 2 stories and things like that. I mean, there's for the plans that he's got for the place. I think his name's Shane. I think is it Shane or Ben? I'm terrible with names. You'll realise this with me after a while. I messaged him about it, just said, thanks for hosting the game at your site, and what sort of plans you got for the future. And he, the reel of stuff he had come back to me. I was just like, wow, this is going to be epic once it's done. Really cool. So excited to get back down there again. Yeah, Ultimate War Games. I'm trying to think of the location. I'll post it on our Facebook. Fulham, yes, that's the one. Yeah, it's near Brands Hatch. So
yeah.
Happy days.
Oh, Shane. His name's Shane Bray as well.
Shane. What did I say? I said Ben. I said Ben or Shane. Oh, there. Yes. Yeah. Shane. I said one of the two. Shane or Ben.
Yeah. That was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It was just nice to get out and hang out with the guys and have some food. By the way, top tip: if you're gonna have a barbecue, take tongs.
Tongs.
Something that we found out, much to our distress, was the fact that we had a barbecue. We had probably about 60 quid worth of meat, I think it was. We had so much meat, it was ridiculous. It was an amazing barbecue, except we had no barbecue tongs, so I had to go all Bear Grylls on it and make some tongs out of some sticks, which everyone utterly ridiculed until
they were you professionally whittled some tongs out or some spiky bits out of old twig, which is good. Done the job. Saved my fingers from getting annihilated in the flames anyhow.
Yeah, David was recommending your salad then as well.
Oh, David, I had another one of them last night actually with my dinner. I wasn't taking a picky and send it to you, but I thought best not.
Hi guys.
Evening guys.
Some other guys. Hi Patrick, you joined as well. Les had a good question. Who got a selfie with Lance? I know there were a couple people.
Oh, yeah. But I know Les and his cronies come up to me within about 30 seconds. I'd literally just rolled my basher out across the floor and he's like, "Can I get a selfie?" I was like, "Here we go." That was all good fun.
So just as a serious public service reminder, if you ever, I'm going to look directly at the camera. If you ever play a game with Lance, ask him for a selfie, please. It would make my day.
Fuck you, Mike.
Yeah, Gaz says, did they get it with your pouches?
No, pouches. Pouches were there, but pouches were just I used my chest rig, didn't I? I took my plate carrier, Gaz, but didn't get a look in this weekend, mate. I was more than happy in my old Northern Ireland chest rig, mate. I was well happy with that. So that stayed on me all weekend. Yeah, nice and comfy. Nice and small. Yeah, it was good. Done the job.
So obviously we were there as the PMC. What was our role? Our role was to basically, I think, fuck shit up was generally the kind of standing order of the day.
Kill. and kill.
Yeah.
And
So
gas and kill.
we were disbanding like oil things, oil pumps.
Yeah, to
You
isolate.
can tell I really
build.
paid attention to the story. There were some things on the ground that we had to push buttons on to like make them work.
Which essentially the Tizit oil pumps, weren't they? So we had to isolate them. We had a series of targets we had to take out, HVTs, which I believe we completed, and then some.
Of which Jade obviously played her part very well at that.
Wonderful acting. So we thank you for that.
My favourite moment was when there were the two oil workers that literally just came into the bushes in front of us, and they were like, "Don't shoot, we're oil workers," and literally turned, and then our like commanding officer Tim was like, "Take them out." So literally just two to the chest. They died, and then Josh from Gunman came over a later date to talk about something else. He was like, "Guys, can you just not shoot my in-game marshals, please?" So that was good.
It was good.
What was a high point for you?
Oh, for the weekend, blimey! Yeah. I mean, obviously, getting the team back together was a major one. That was a long time coming, so it was great to see. The 10 of the Punishers, Zulu 1-3, that could make it to the event, so that was cool. So obviously, a few others of the band of brothers that weren't there were sorely missed. Mr. Kettles and Black Widow, they weren't there, and to mention a few. But it was great having all the guys back together. And obviously being a new site as well for me, because I've never been there before. I haven't even heard of it until this event was obviously the Okto8 event was being hosted there, and to find out that it's only sort of like 35-40 minutes down the road from me, I was like, "Ooh, hello, it's a bit local. Like this is good. We like this a lot." So yeah, new site, team back together, great event, great staff. Yeah. The whole thing. It was good
gameplay as well.
It was great gameplay. Yeah, there was fairness. There was a couple of little, but the great gameplay and the great gentleman and ladymanship of the whole weekend completely outweighed any tiny ickle little blip that had occurred or anything like that. It was fantastic. It was really good. And then the atmosphere in the evening, everyone, you could sort of talk-ish, but you're obviously in your little bubbles of your groups, and that was well organised. Do you know what I mean? And almost like everybody sort of naturally not kept distance from each other, but we've been doing it for a long time now. It's a sort of norm, isn't it? Unfortunately, it is the sort of a norm to do. So you keep, even when we was getting the briefings in the morning, everyone sort of naturally stood, 2 meters apart, plenty of space. Josh lost his voice because he had to shout because we were further away from him. Never mind, I'm sure we get over it with a couple of vinos. But yeah, it was really good. It was just great. It was nice to see everyone back out and sort of in a roundabout kind of way, a bit of normality to an event. So that was cool. I love, that's what I loved about it. It was seeing everyone out there, everyone buzzing. I mean, I was absolutely screwed by the end of the first day. Don't get me wrong. Like, my legs were in bits. And by the end of Sunday, I was just like, I don't even know how I'm going to get home.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Wayne says, Wayne's here. Hi, Wayne. Don't worry about being late.
Oh, fresh mate. How you doing?
Harry Badger says, perfect weather by all accounts too. It was amazing weather during the day. I think, I don't know what sort of temperature it was getting up to during the day, probably about maybe 15 degrees. At night, though, it did plummet down to about minus, was it? You had the little temperature.
Friday into Saturday morning, it got down to about -5, on -4, -5.
Yeah,
but that was all good. Well, so let's cover our sort of what we took, Mike, for obviously it's a bit luxurious. You're down tools at 5 p.m. and then you're up sticks again at sort of 8 a.m. the following morning. So you had that little 8-9 hour period of a bit longer than that, wasn't it? But 14 hours ish of sort of downtime where you sleep and chill. So for a basic sort of setup, I mean, I took my basher, I took my German infantry ground mat, a very thin mylar blanket which goes inside my bivvy, and then just an inflatable, self-inflating mattress which went on top of that, and then my DOS bag, and my which was my Snug Pack Base Camp Extreme, and inside my Base Camp Extreme I put the Snug Pack Jungle bag as well, so it was almost like a main sleeping bag liner, if you like, and that was obviously all contained inside my main bivvy bag in my little basher. Happy as a pig in shit, mate. Toasty. I had a t-shirt, a pair of boxers, and a pair of socks on at night time. It was a bit brisk, I must admit, when I was whipping my strides off, stood outside, it's like a hard frost on the ground, and I'm just like, "Ooh, it's a bit fresh." So
Did you wake up with frost on your beard?
I think well, apparently I woke up with a frosty beard on Saturday morning when Dan arrived. You sort of just see your chin sticking out like matey from the Beano cow pies, just a big chin out the tent with a bit of frost on it. But yeah, I was nice and toasty in that. Like I said, boxers, t-shirt, and pair of socks. -4, -5, and it was good. The heater, it was that cold, Les. It didn't even work because of the can of gas. It just froze. It didn't even power up, mate. Waste of time me bringing it. But yeah, it was. I was nice and warm, so the heater did nothing for me. Although it was there in spirit, it didn't do a great deal.
Yeah.
I need to lay on the can for a bit first.
I went complete opposite end of the spectrum. We had a family tent. I had a cot bed, 3 whoobies, a sleeping bag. And I was literally the most disorganized person for this weekend. It couldn't have gone any worse for me, in all honesty. The sleeping bag broke in the middle of the night, and I woke up with my leg hanging out of my sleeping bag, which in the pitch black, I had a freezing cold dead leg at that point. I didn't have any way of getting warm again. So like the sleeping bag, the zip had just popped completely open. So it was attached at both ends, but I couldn't cling it back together. So I sort of just shuffled in my sleeping bag. So I had the zip sort of face down. And I just laid there face down in my cot bed, just like shivering for pretty much most of the first night. The second night I managed to fix it a little bit, but it still went again. So I'm in need of a new sleeping bag now.
And what was that, Mike? Was that down? Is it an old bag? Was it down to old age? Or
it's not that old. No, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know if maybe I'd overstuffed it with the whoobies, or if there just wasn't a lot of room in there or anything like that. But yeah, it's a Snug Pack Season 4.
Okay.
Probably bought it 8 years ago, so it's relatively old, but it's not had like hard life necessarily.
It's not that you've used it week in, week out for those 8 years, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's
No.
3 or 4 times a year sort of thing.
No, so I was a bit disappointed with that. I mean, on top of that, I normally take, when it's cold weather, a load of the shake up thermal pack things. I had 2 of those, so I used one the second night. So they gave a little bit of warmth, but not loads. I didn't have my balaclava because that is annoyingly sitting literally next to me now. And half of my stuff I packed into boxes because I was literally just like, I just need to take it. With the
You've had a
theory
hectic few weeks to pack, haven't you, really, to be fair? Not much time.
At least if I had it there, then I knew I could get it. Whereas it was not very well prepared. So Gaz says lockdown weight problems. It might be that, to be honest with you. It might be I've put on a bit more weight. But yeah, it was very cold.
I've done it before where I've stretched. I've actually forgotten that I'm inside the bag, and you know the little Velcro bit which holds the hood round, sort of gone like and just ripped that. I was going, oh shit. Yeah. Never good. Evening, Mike. Thanks, Sean. It's Ed.
Oh, thanks, Jade. She says, I always have a ton of sleeping bags and camping stuff in my boots, so shout if need be. Had I known that, I probably would have done, because I just spent the 2 evenings very cold.
Just stood there shivering. Jade, can I have a sleeping bag, please?
Yeah, Andy kindly says that there's a really good channel on where guys talk about how to pack and should have watched it on Thursday. I know.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah. It's a learning point for next time, and it's something I'm going to actually start taking a lot more seriously, because this time around I actually bore the brunt of not doing that properly. Like I think for your past kind of events, whilst I try and pack a little bit of the week before, it's just been chaos in my house at the moment because I've got all sorts of DIY and stuff with the wife feathering the nest and stuff. So it's tough, a bit manic at the moment.
So trying to find the time to do it and the space to do it as well.
Yeah. Well, I've got my new shelves, so I'll put some pictures of those up. But
yes, they're nice.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that I should be there for the next one. So the next event, I'll be a lot more prepared.
All squared away, ready to go with a new sleeping bag.
With a new sleeping bag.
So what do you go? So let's go with our sort of loadouts then, Mike. So for the Saturday morning before kick off, do you know what I mean? What sort of kit was you prepping for that once we was up and about, ready for the game?
Well, I had, to be fair, my kit was probably one of the things I had actually prepared the most. So I'm just going to load up a picture.
Ooh.
So this is what we generally both wore. So I had my Warrior DCS in olive drab, same with the belt, and then just went with a pair of sort of olive trousers. And then we had the new team T-shirts, kindly prepared by my younger brother. And then I also went with the Tactical Edge goggles or glasses, which were recommended the previous episode where we were talking about sort of getting overly sweaty and not being able to see and fogging issues. This is the first time, and genuinely, I was amazed by these.
I said that to you, didn't I? It's the first time I've ever seen you not wear mesh.
Exactly. And I wore these the entire weekend without needing mesh at any point. They didn't fog once on the Saturday. Sunday, they did start to fog a little bit. I think there was a slightly different weather pattern on the Sunday. I don't know if there was maybe less wind or if we were running around more or something like that. But these only had minor fogging issues on the Sunday. So I highly recommend these, to be honest with you. These are the Edge Razor, I want to say. But yeah, these are really good.
Nice.
So
nice.
I might invest in a second pair of these. I also bought some revision sawflies, but I didn't have a chance to use them. Mostly because these were working so well. I was like, I don't want to tempt fate and try something else.
That's it. I used the revision sawflies, the yellow tints, and I actually bought myself a little tin of that fog off lubricant, I suppose. Well, not lube, it's anti-fog sort of film. Comes in a tiny little tin. I mean, it's diddy little tin. Little fingers worth on the inside and the outside of the lens, with a dry cloth or tissue, whatever. Buff it all up, or let it dry and buff it all up. No fogging issues at all. You know, fantastic, really good, perfect. The only time I did get a slight fogging issue was when we there was ZPAP gas within the game. There was a chemical weapon, if you like, that you had to handle, and to handle that, you had to wear a mask covering. Which is like I've got a 3M like painter's mask with the dual filters on it, so I had that on, and obviously a lot of the heat was blowing out from around the old snout, and obviously where the beard is, it's not create a tight seal. So I found that just every so often I'll get a little bit of fogging up to the center of the lens going out to there, but I think because of the fog off stuff, it cleared really, really quick, so it wasn't really an issue. Although it happened, it went sort of like, it was weird. It's like when you whack the heaters on your windscreen, it goes and it clears really quick. It was literally like that, so it didn't hang about too long, so that wasn't really an issue. So yeah, that and fog off stuff, I was there was quite a few mixed reviews in it. Some people said it was crap, some people said it was really good. You know, some were like, didn't really notice any difference between this and the cat crap stuff. So, but I've never used the one before, and this is the first time I've used an extra sort of layer of I'm trying to think how to describe. What would you say to describe it? It's an anti-fogging.
Anti-fog. Yeah, it's like an anti-fogging agent type thing.
Yeah. So it's the first time I'd used one of them, and yeah, no dramas with it at all. Yeah, really good. I must admit, I did think the tin was going to be a little bit bigger. You know, blinking, you will lose it.
You showed me the tin; it is literally like a 10p.
I was like, "Fucking hell, really? Is that it?" But you obviously don't need a great deal of it. So it's a little dab on the tip of the finger, and just smear it on the lenses, give it a buff off, and it's all good. Yeah, so I was well happy with that. That was all right.
Yeah. One thing I was going to ask actually: do you run like a strap around the back of your?
Yeah,
glasses?
I have got. Yeah, but I always forget to put it on my glasses, and I've got it in my. It comes with the sawflies. It's a little clip on. You can pull tight, and it actually pulls the glasses tight around the back of your head. But I always forget to put it on there. I've got it.
Yeah, because that was the one thing I probably will get for these. Because I did notice that there was a few times I was sort of like having to move them around my face because I was just like, But yeah, Dan said,
it's like
a
that's
wax.
it, mate. Yeah, it's very much like a wax. Yeah, it's a good word. That's the word I look for. Wax. Yeah. Well done.
Andy says fog off didn't work for me. Cat crap was a bit better.
Yeah. I've read that as well, mate. Yeah, so completely agree with you.
Cat crap you can only order from the US, I believe. I might be wrong.
There's actually Dan's in the chat. Dan brought one. Daniel Wanstall, very good friend of mine. He brought one from Crawley Surplus, and it was on their counter. It was like a really, really fluorescent pink tub of anti-fog stuff, but I can never remember for the life of me what it's called. Dan, can you put it in the chat just so we know? Because you swear by that stuff. You said it's really good.
I said I wanted a strap for the goggles.
Mike wants
just to clarify.
Yeah. To go with his strap on. He wants a strap for the glasses as well.
Yeah.
Dangerous old things, the old strap-ons. They can poke you in all sorts of places. Eyes, everything. He's going to check. So, cheers, mate. Nice one. If you could be quick, please. We're in a live podcast and all that. Come on. Chop, chop.
So what else did you what else are you wearing, Lance? Obviously you had your I think that's your Rust camo ghillie as well.
It is, mate. Yeah, with some added bits and bobs from the forest, naturally picked up as on my way around, and some bits that I've had, a bit of raffia and a bit of spray, rattle can treatment as usual. The Northern Ireland chest rig, and all I did there was it comes with like the buckle system as well, the click shut male female buckles on the front. I took them off, take the excess strapping out of the way with a bit of sniper tape and just relied on the Velcro, just easy enough to get in and out of the each pouch that's on there. The new team T-shirt, just a knockoff pair of OD tactical gloves, fingerless gloves. I've had them. They're the first ever pair of gloves I bought for Airsoft, and they're still going strong now. They cost me about $9.99 off eBay. So yeah, they're still going strong. I had the my Viper tactical trousers with obviously the knee pads and all that, and then the Aku Pilgrim MOD GTX boots, which are banging pair of boots that I wear in trainers. So yeah, loving them all weekend. And the Under Armour pants. Under Armour pants to stop the chub rub, stop the chafe. Got to be done. Sorry, but you got to wear it. Got to be done. I'm telling you now, you will not regret it. It's beautiful. I love it.
I don't have Under Armour ones, but I've got something similar. And
or similar. Do you know what I mean? Other there's probably millions of brands out there, cycling shorts or whatever they are, but it's just they're cracking. You know, they're an absolute lifesaver. Nothing worse than I've suffered with it for an event once before. Never again. Never known pain like it, and have to walk and run, and it's just like red bloody, almost to the point of bleeding by the end of it. Horrendous. Nice. A lovely image for you all there to picture.
So, actually, going back to the trousers, you've obviously got the Viper. Did you say Viper with the integrated knee pads?
They are. I think they might not be. They might. Yeah, I don't. They weren't expensive at all. They were like 35, 40 quid, I think. But they've lasted me. This is like the third event they've had a run out for. There's no tearing or fraying of the seams or anything like that.
Yeah,
all good. Knee pads. All good.
These are Helicantex SFU Next trousers. Now, while they've got like a thing that you can slide a knee pad in, it's not like a hard outer shell. And I always take the knee pad filler out because I'm always like, oh, this feels a bit weird and stiff and stuff. But I'll be honest with you, it's I did notice it this weekend. My knees are bashed to anything.
Mate, it's got to be done. Knee pads are an absolute lifesaver, especially if you're on patrol and you're always taking the knee, this, that, and the other. They're absolute must.
Well, it was in the so some of the fortifications at Ultimate War Games, they've got like these little bunkers and things that you sort of get in and sort of crawl around in. And at one point, I was like, there was a little pillow that I don't know, left in there from some previous event or whatever. I was holding the pillow and just like moving it around so I could like get just a little bit of comfort for my poor old knees. So, yeah. Gaz says chub rub is a killer for us big lads.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Dan's come back. ISC absolutely clear anti-fog gel. There we go. And apparently that's a very good one. ISC absolutely clear. Nice.
Andy Bob says, anyone tried those trousers throwing up adverts on Facebook? Step one, I think I've been tempted. If anyone can recommend, I've seen those. They're the ones that like advertise as being like super tactical, super amazing trousers and stuff like that. I can't say I've tried them. I don't know about you.
No, not come across the advert. I must admit.
Oh, I'll forward it to you next time I get it.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Look forward to
that. Nick says, I suffer from short legs, so built-in knee pads are in the wrong place. I use Black Hawk knee pads. Yeah, so I've got some external plumber's knee pad type things that you can attach on there. But again, just forgot to take them with me, which is great. But yeah, that's another option. It's the external. I mean, I know a lot of, there's the classic MilSim cartoon sketch where it's like the knee pads are all out of, like one's up on the upper thigh and the other one's down by the ankle.
They normally are not even real still guys. You see them when you see them on patrol. 9 times out of 10, the left knee pad sort of slid down. It's on the outside edge of the left ankle, isn't it? Just like kicking about. Yeah. You know, there's only so long it's going to be held up there. I had a set of Black Hawks, but after a while, the elastic started to go around the back. So no matter how tight you pulled it, it still stayed loose. It's actually a shame you can't get like a tactical trouser that's got like a hook and loop type thing on the front where you could actually just bang a pad on it. So it's like fully adjustable. So rather than it being like a dedicated length, like Nick said, sorry, same as me, I've got short legs. You had like a train track sort of strip of Velcro down the front of the trouser, and it wasn't like the retainable stuff. So if you could cover it with it came with like a sort of a covering. So if it wasn't in use, you could just cover it up. If you needed it for the knee pad, it'll sort of come into a section. You can just bang a knee pad on there if you wanted to. That'd be quite cool. Sort of retain one in place. Yeah. I think that'd be better than the straps going around the back of the leg. Because I've always struggled with them. I've always found them a bit of a ball ache, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Apologies, Andy. Andy Bob meant the boxers. They're step one, designed to stop chub rub. Apparently, I have seen those as well. Yeah.
I think I might have come across them. Very excitable gentleman advertising them in the video. Yeah. Yes, I think I have seen them. Yeah.
It's like, buy our pants.
Yeah, pants. Yeah.
He also says, with no knee pads, I highly recommend Emerson as they have draw adjusters in the leg so you can pull the knee pad in the correct place. Okay.
Oh,
good shout.
Okay.
Yeah. I just need something with knee pads. Honestly, I'm so battered and bruised. I don't know if you can make out my arms. I went through so many bramble bushes with the confidence of a younger man. I was just plowing through, yeah, this is fine. This is no problem at all. Obviously, with the medic rules as well, it wasn't sort of the classic medic rules that you find on most games.
Sure.
You can obviously get crawling, which is something I've never really seen before outside of Okto.
Yeah, I did myself a misjustice on that one as well. I must admit with the medic rule because I completely forgot about the whole you can get wounded in the arm but use the other arm, and I was just calling hit, which is obviously it's no by no way is it cheating and like giving profit. I'm not profiteering from it. I've said I'm doing myself out of being able to carry on. So essentially, someone was clipping me in the arm and I was going hit and waiting to be able to medic myself back in with someone covering me. So which I shouldn't have been really. I could have still been able to fire with the other arm or whatever. So yeah, must remember that for next time. But this is like I said, I was talking to one of the guys there, and I said this is the only event that I've been to that has that rule. So it's very difficult to adjust to that medic rule when all the other MilSims you take part in is just a normal standard. You take a hit, you stop, you drop, you call for a medic, you wait, you get your dressing put on or your tourniquet put on, and then you get back in. It's difficult to think, oh shit, I've been hitting the left arm, so I can use my right arm and sort of crack on right-handed, you know what I mean, or crawl to someone, you know what I mean, which is great for the immersion side of it and things like that, but obviously it's just trying to remember it all.
Yeah,
for me.
But the crawling worked as long as there wasn't a bramble bush in the way, which always seemed to be the case with me. So I was just crawling across the ground. And some of the lacerations I've got are horrendous. But I mean, I'll heal. But yeah, my wife thought I'd just been 6 rounds in a boxing ring. I'm so bruised.
Go look at me! Look at me!
Yeah.
Look what I've been through this weekend.
Yeah. So, what were some of your highlights of the gameplay then?
Oh, the gameplay for me. What from our sort of PMC sort of side of things?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'll save the best till last, which was what we pretty much did on the actual event, wasn't it? Really, as well. But I mean, it was just like moving around as us as a team. It's sort of second nature, anyhow. Really, to be fair. And I think obviously with a PMC role, you can sort of afford to become a little bit more lax, if you like, because you're not quite. I'm not trying to fucking poo-poo PMCs or anything like that at all, but you're not getting drilled like you would be, I suppose, in a proper sort of like a regiment or a squadron or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? So we could sort of afford to bimble, I want to use the word bimble a little bit. But obviously still remaining, still covering your arcs, this, that, and the other. I mean, we've great movements throughout the weekend, from going from wooded areas to across open ground back into wooded areas and things like that, laying down cover fire. And it was very close. I mean, every engagement, we lost a fair few of them. We won a few of them. It was very close engagements. And obviously the one thing that didn't stand us in good stead was obviously the numbers we had against us for the majority of the event. That didn't really do us any favours, but I like to think we held our own. I think we held our own.
So to clarify, there were three factions. There was the Tizit sort of civilian rebel forces. There was the JTF, or as some of our teams can't apparently handle acronyms, they were JCB, ATMs, CBAs,
MFI, yeah, all that came out. Yeah, one of our team kept on referring to them as PMC, and I was like, no, we're PMC. Don't shoot them because we are them.
On 600 yards.
Johnny 600, yeah.
Yeah. The guy in question at one point shouted, "Enemy sighted 600 yards." Like, blimey, that's a long way off.
Yeah. I was like, where are they then? Where are they? At the co-op? Yeah, cracking. There were some nicknames. Julian was another nickname which just sort of came to the head. I got salad for obvious reasons.
To clarify the Julian one. We were playing some music in the evening, and Lance said, "I'll play some dueling banjos." Now, I'm a little bit deaf at the best of times anyway. And I genuinely thought he said like Julian Banjo. So I'm sitting there trying to find on Spotify this Julian Banjo. Couldn't find it for ages. Everyone's getting a bit frustrated that we're sitting there in silence with no music playing. And they're like, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And apparently, he's suggesting Julian Banjo was the funniest thing known to mankind. So
Julian Banjo.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Evening, Mark. How you doing, mate?
Hi, guys. I think my highlight was the one that Wayne's just pulled up, which is the "I've got a grenade." So, as sort of alluded to,
I wasn't there for this, but I wish.
No,
I had
you
been.
weren't. As alluded to back at the beginning of the stream, basically, I was taken hostage. More for the fact that I was just like, yeah, come on then, let's have a little bit of a role play type thing. It's always a bit of fun. So one of these boys took me hostage. They took me back to the base, and they sort of secured some of my weapons, but not all of them. So through a little bit of sort of subtle grabbing or whatever, I managed to get a Mark V, and then struck it, ran over to the JTF commander, threw it at his feet, and went, "Ah!" At which point I'm then stuck there with my arms out wide, looking at this grenade as it's just sitting there fizzing on the ground. Everyone else at this point is just scattered, and I'm there for a good few seconds, just like, oh no. And then it went bang and ended up just killing myself. So that was Operation Assassination went very, very poor on that one.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, we made up for it the second time round when we teamed up with some of the Tizzit rebels, and they sort of snuck us into the base. And then old James Mins and myself, James had a grenade tied up behind his back like that. So yeah, sort of had one. He just pulled the pin out and dropped it. I pulled the knife out my plate carrier and just started stabbing. I think we probably got about maybe 9 people there and then. At which point we were then dead, and then you came ploughing out of the tree line with the rest of the PMC guys. The rest of the rebel Tizzit forces came ploughing out the other tree line. It was amazing. It was like proper something from a film. Like everything's in slow motion. You just got Lance sweeping over the barricades, just taking people out.
No, I just like to do when it's something like that. I actually just genuinely like to do it in slow motion. So I'll be like. It's when you try and dive over a barricade in slow mo, it doesn't quite work. You just end up like a slug falling off a wall.
That proper last little engagement type thing. I know it didn't. I get the impression it didn't seem to sort of follow with the storyline necessarily, but that was an amazing little end of the day.
It was good. Yeah, it was a fine twist. It was a fine twist.
Yeah,
thoroughly enjoy it. So regarding the site, then, Mike, what was your sort of best eye opener? Like, oh Christ, can't wait to see that when it's done, or best sort of feature about the location we were at.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I just liked all of it. Because it was an odd one to go to because obviously you've got effectively 2 halves of the site with this sort of safe tunnel through it, which I had some sort of not premeditated. I just wasn't sure about it on the way up to the event. I was like, I don't see how this is going to work, or whatever. But it seemed to work absolutely fine, sort of the way it ran. But it was nice having the sort of 2 very different types of map either side. So you had one with a big kind of compound area, which is where we were, and then you obviously had the other side that had the big open field and things. And I did particularly enjoy. There was this little moment where the PMC all just pushed across the field and big arc stuff like that. It was quite cool. It kind of felt like I'm a part of this big team at that point.
That was cool.
I know somebody put in the chat whether we were in sort of smaller teams or bigger teams and stuff like that. And so it was Nick. So were you in one big team or acting in smaller teams? So for the most part, we were kind of in. Probably about a team of 10.
So it was sort of like 2 sections, wasn't it? Overall, I think there was 17, 18 PMC in total. I think, with a couple of last-minute guys who unfortunately couldn't make the event. So it should have been sort of like 10 to an Alpha and Bravo, if you like, 10 in each one. But obviously, so we had 10 with us, and then occasionally we might send a little recce patrol out with a sniper, a spotter, and one other. Little 3-man recce might go out and just little plot ahead, a couple of 100 yards down the road or 600 yards down the road, should I say, and have a look about, come back to us. The other thing we had to contend as well was a bloody drone all weekend.
Oh yeah,
fizzing and zipping above us like a fucking gnat at a barbecue, just bugging the fuck out of everyone.
Yeah, I spent quite a lot of that weekend just swearing at the drone.
Yeah, you click under tree, fucking drone's back again.
Yeah. So JTF had a drone support. I think the idea is sort of NATO forces and stuff would have a lot of sort of more aerial surveillance and the like. So there was
rightly so. Do you know what I mean? Rightly so.
Yeah.
It was cool.
So you could always tell when JTF were coming because they'd
get one of them palm tree hats next time. The umbrella hat. I want to get a palm tree just to deploy it. So it's straight up, and then as soon as you get a drone, poof.
Not a ghillie suit, then, just a palm tree hat.
Just a palm tree on top of my head, on top of my suede. Just stand still. Shh. Drone. Anti-drone measure.
Although to be fair, I think I mean I can't. So we were like the Charlie team. There was a Bravo team as well. I can only speak for Charlie team, but I think we were pretty good at when the drones started sort of coming over. We would dive into the bushes and stuff.
Exactly that, mate. Defo.
So yeah, I mean the drone seemed to work quite well for the JTF. They sort of were able to sort of coordinate movements and the stuff a lot more. But that being said, I think the sort of the Tizit and PMC gave everyone a run for their money still anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, a lot of firefights. I didn't think they were very one-sided at all. I mean, there's one particular moment I'm going to be sort of biased towards the PMC because I was on the PMC, and it just happened to be one of our resident Punisher snipers that sort of thwarted a JCB counter-attack, wasn't it, on our side of the border, laid up on his own, sneaky little boy. It was Kenny, who got massive praise for it, and it was a wicked little movie, Paul. So yeah, kudos to Kenny and a lot of the sniper guys that we had with us on the PMC from both sides, from the Bravo and the Alpha teams. They were really, really good. So yeah, just John needs to work on his distance calling. 600 yards. You behave yourself.
So what would you do differently next time? That's obviously one of the major learning curves, and that is this.
Next time I'll bring trainers instead of suede loafers. For downtime, and a pair of joggers as well. But like I said, a lot of events you go to, once it kicks off, and you're there all night. So it's nice. These Okto events are nice because you get a bit of chill time in the evening. But I know one thing I cocked up on is I've just had my fatigues on me. Do you know what I mean? So I had to keep them on for the evening until I sort of got my DOS bag. So it'd have been nice just to have a pair of joggers or something like that, or whatever in the summertime, pair of shorts to chuck on in the evening. So I'll remember that. A little side list to the list. Main MilSim list, and you got side Okto list of little luxury bits that you can take because of the sleeping arrangements that in the evening. So,
would you go into your Basher setup again?
I would do, yeah. And the reason I did it, obviously, yeah, I've got me. Me and Dan brought his fishing bivvy because we go carp fishing together and that. So we both got our fishing bivvies and bivvy chairs and beds and luxurious carp fishing beds, and it's all very luxurious. And these are things that you definitely require to catch carp fish. For fishing, you need these luxurious beds and that. And I could have taken that, but I thought, obviously for doing what we do, and obviously you're using your big luxurious tent. I haven't got one like that I can use, so I thought, well, I'm just going to go back to the old school, just take the Basher, roll mat, and just to show, obviously you can camp out at an event with the very basics. Do you know what I mean? I had my snug pack base camp extreme bag with a jungle bag inside it. Basher, a couple of poles, a roll mat, and a mylar sort of blanket underneath just to reflect the heat back at my bag. And I was proper toasty. And I must admit, I was concerned. When I jumped in the bag that Friday night, and I thought it's really fucking cold out here. And so I got my strides off, jumped in my bag, and I still had I had my softy jacket on. That'll go everywhere. I mean, it's got full of holes. It really stinks and it's horrible, but it's lovely and warm. I had my softy on. I got in my bag and I thought, nah. I said, no, I want to ditch the jacket. So I literally had down with a t-shirt and I was laid there sort of 5 minutes. I thought, oh, hello, not too bad. And I thought, no, that'll feel the bag warming up now. Do you know what I mean? The body heat sort of filling the voids up in the bag. And I was actually proper toasty, like proper. It was like, oh, this is wicked, like proper snuggled in. And it was odd because I could have my head, like I could literally put my head out into the elements outside, look up at the stars, freezing cold, but I was just lovely and warm. It was really odd.
Like that jacuzzi effect where like the rest of your body is really warm.
Absolutely that. Yeah. But it was such a nice, comfortable sleep. I mean, not that I've got much sleep, but I was up till about 3 o'clock talking with Mr. Marcus around the campfire. Yeah, 0300 hours. That's right, mate. Well, do you know what? It shocked me as well. I looked at the watch. I was like, shit, we go to bed.
I've just noticed as well, Les has got his little selfie photo of you in there as well.
Is he? Oh, yes. There it is. And I think that was the first selfie he took at the event. Fair play, mate. I love that. Brilliant. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I was snug as a bug in a rug. Really was. Very impressed with that. So that was cool. It was good.
Nice. So one thing I've learned is the hydration tube from Source Hydration. If the end of it pops off, the little actual mouthpiece, you can't get any water out of the tube. So when basically when I don't know where I've lost it, but at some point I've clearly been moving around, whatever. It's the first time it's ever happened, but the end of this tube's gone. I don't know where it is now. So I was carrying a lovely litre of water around with me that I'd have loved to have drunk at any point throughout the game. But I was sort of stuck to drinking it just purely when we were on sort of downtime. So I'd have to open up the hydration bladder and just drink it straight from the bladder. So I've now bought a few little extra mouthpieces. So I've got one like backup kit type thing so that I can always just tap that one if I need to.
Yeah, nice. And that source hydration, mate. So it's got its own individual sort of sleeve that it sits in. So the bladder actually sits inside a pouch, if you like.
Yeah.
So you could chuck
love a pouch. The pouch is padded ever so slightly as well.
One of those spare
so
mouthpieces.
You could just chuck one of those in the bottoms.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you could put one of the spare mouthpieces in there. Then that'd be cool. Yeah, nice. So, I didn't because I weren't running my rig. I didn't have my Camelback, which I've got on my plate carrier, so I wasn't running it. So I just had a couple of 58 bottles in my assault pack, and that done me fine. That was good.
Did you carry the? I can't remember. Did you carry the assault pack the whole way around? Because I know at one point I had my little Miltech bag on, and I'm pretty certain that I was laying there in the bush thinking I'm super stealthy, and probably had this big backpack sort of sticking on the back of me.
Yeah, no, I pretty much had it. I think in the first instance when we first patrolled out to our sort of harbour area, if you like, over in our zone, I ditched it there along with a fleece, and then promptly we come back, and then I had the bag on me for the rest of the day, and I think I had it for the rest of it. After that, I just kept it on me because, like I said, it had a couple of snacks in it, a couple of litres of water in there. So I just thought for the size of it, and like I said in the previous episode, I said I don't really know what I'm going to use this for, but it actually worked really, really well. Essentials. I could keep a first aid kit in there, a couple of litres of water, a couple of snacks. I kept a spare battery and a spare comm set in there, which was handy because I think Marcus's comms actually went down, so I lent him a fist mic and that for the rest of the event, which was cool. So it worked out really well. I had no problems with that at all. And it just sits there nice and snug on your back. You really don't really know it's there. So it's a nice little size pack to have on you. It was cool. That was.
Andy said, go back to this again. Did anyone get a photo with you in your pouches? Wasn't you going to give someone a free game or something?
No, I didn't say that. I think it's a big mouth here said that. That has nothing to do with me, mate. So yeah, you need to take up with him next door or wherever he is over there. I think there was something about a sticker or a patch.
I'll give you a free sticker if you get
a picture of my comms pouch, and the comms pouch was there. Comms pouch was there, but nobody come. No. I didn't broadcast it, but it was there. It was there for everyone to see. If you come over to where we were and you would have seen it at a distance, you could have quite easily seen it laid out. There it was.
Serious question now. So Nick says, I've never used a water bladder. I think I'm still on the black water bottle. Is there a lot of upkeep for them? Really. There's not a huge amount of upkeep.
As soon as you get back.
Clean it out. Yeah.
As long as you're not scummy fucking Nick and doesn't clean their camel bladders out like certain people. You'll be all right, mate. As soon as I get back from an event, mate, I only ever put water in there. As soon as I get back, fill up with water, give it a good old slosh about, upend it, leave the cap off, let it hang it up, let it dry out so it's completely bone dry. Once it's done that, hung up on a cupboard door in the kitchen for a couple of days or whatever it is, just to drain it out, lid back on, bash, it's done. Some people chuck them in the freezer, does the job.
Yeah.
There's massive. My way is probably not the cleanest way of doing it, but I only run water in it. I'm the only one using it. And it's absolutely fine. I've never done it any other different way apart from giving it a good clean out. I might give the actual mouthpiece a good scrub in the soapy water and give that a proper wash. But the actual bladder and tube itself, I just run clean water through it because that's all it's running through it. So yeah, no biggie there, mate.
Yeah. Do you do the same with your water bottles?
Yeah, just rinse them out. Just run. All I run is water. And if I make a drink, it's only ever in the cup. If I make coffee, if I use a fruit powder drink or something, it's always in the cup. I never put anything inside the bottle itself. I just purely use them for water because it's easier to keep them clean.
Yeah.
As soon as you put it's like some people, if you get like a normal flask for Civvy Street and picnics, as soon as you start making coffees in there, like actually have coffee, you'll never get it like clean again. So I always, like I said, flask. I'll just boil in hot water and then I'll make a coffee in a cup rather than having it already pre-made. You know what I mean? So yeah. Fair
enough. James says, what would you not take with you to the next Okto game?
What would I not take with me? Well, I took the 249, but their fuse went in that after about 5 rounds, which is a bit of a ball ache. Well, so I would take that again, though. Oh, I don't know, mate. It's a tough one. I didn't really pack anything that I thought really didn't need that for the event, I must admit. Obviously, I took my basic load out. I'll probably consider not taking my plate carrier because, obviously, like I said, I've just cut about my chest rig, so I'll be more than happy to do that again. So I may well ditch the plate carrier off and leave that at home, and sort of keep that for more doing sort of NATO Blue 4 stuff, and have it as a sort of dedicated sort of JTF sort of rig. So yeah, that's probably one. I'll probably leave the me DCS at home for the next Octo if I can make it, which I'm pretty sure I can, and I'll just have the chest rig. Like I said, it's banging, it's so nice and comfortable, really good. Highly recommend that. The Northern Ireland DPM chest rig, good bit of kit. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably my plate carrier.
I think for me, there's probably two things that I wouldn't take. One is NIMH batteries. I'm slowly becoming a LiPo convert. I don't know why I've always just used NIMH, and I charged them all up, and literally the first one I put into my my little new Pro M4. I was thinking, right, well, I'll take an easier weapon out first time to kind of get to know the sight a little bit and stuff. Put the battery in, it fired of about 3 feet on the range, which was really kind of amusing for the guys on the chrono standing there watching me, literally just like beep, beep, and it's like straight away. So I'm probably going to I'm going to get some more lipos and probably just take lipos from now on. But the other thing I genuinely won't take, I don't think, is so I've been taking like blue BDUs and stuff for when we're doing kind of more civilian stuff, and it just stands out like a sore thumb. Like, I get that obviously with the PMC we weren't meant to be in like camo patterns or anything like that. But I'd sort of taken it down the other end of the spectrum, and I had one of them was about this color. I had one that was lighter than this as well, and I ended up just wearing tan for the entire weekend because it's a lot more camouflage. Like, I don't want to visibly stand out to get shot more. So that's probably something that I will probably not take to an Okto8 again, unless we've got a role that's like an undercovery type role or something like that, which is meant to be, you know, a little bit more flamboyant or something like that. But for the most part,
sure, yeah. So, but it's quite cool. Obviously, with a PMC role, you can afford to be more individual with it, can't you? I mean, if you want to wear a pink T-shirt, you can. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing stopping you. It's up to you. Do you know what I mean? It's completely up to you. Out a lot more, won't you? Yeah, it would do. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you know, you got a lot more rope to hang yourself with, haven't you, as PMC than you have as a JTF or something. JTF is like multicam or whatever it is, US Woodland or whatnot. Yeah. So, yeah,
I mean, the Tizit, I might be wrong. Guys in the Tizit, please correct me. But I think they were being inspected at one point by one of their commanders or something like that. Was like inspecting them to.
I heard about this.
Yeah,
somebody was getting probably Les and Terry. I'd have thought getting the right dressing down, pissing around as usual.
Yeah. Gaz says, I'm sure Mike said about a patch. Yeah, you know what? I will talk about patches at the end of this, but I'll tell you what. The first person that takes a photo of Lance with a comms pouch, it's only the first person. I'll give a free patch to. How's that? There you go.
But I'm not going to come. I'm not going to come voluntarily. So I'm going to have to be restrained for this photograph, right? To make it a bit more of a battle.
Yeah. There we go.
You want some? Come get some.
Dan says LiPo 26 or 2,600 amp hours, 7.4 best battery I've ever used last weekend. Yeah, so that's the thing. So I've got one LiPo battery that I bought off Lance for a game after one I put in, the gun started to smoke and catch fire and a bit flamey. So that's I only used that LiPo for the whole weekend, never had to change it. It was fully charged.
I haven't either.
So yeah, I'm probably going to get a couple more.
What about the Titan batteries, Mike? Have you heard much about these Titan batteries? A lot of people jumping up and down about them. Apparently, you don't have to discharge them. You don't have to put them into storage mode. You can just chuck them back in your bag, or store them securely, obviously. But you can whack them on charge from being 3/4 down or half empty and recharge it, and it doesn't affect the cells or anything like that. Apparently, they're supposed to be. If you're in the market for new ones, might be worth looking. I think they're a bit pricey. I think that's all like 45-50 quid. But apparently they're bob on. There we go, Wayne. I love a Titan.
I know my brother. I don't know if he's still in the chat. I know he's recently.
I'm not sure if Wayne's saying I love a Titan or I love Tit Ian. Who is Ian? And I want to see his tits. Come on.
Yeah, I know my brother's recently bought like a lithium ion battery, which which is obviously, I think, slightly different to a LiPo. I'm not a battery expert. I don't really understand them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The only thing I have bought to make sure for this LiPo battery I've got is like the fireproof safety bag type thing, because I am paranoid, and that's the one thing that's put me off LiPos. I think it's past the fact that obviously there's a slightly increased fire risk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wayne's just called you a sod.
Hey, come on, fresh meat. Don't be like
that. Terry says, I love my Titan too. Well, I had to have a chat with those guys about their Titans.
Yes, definitely, chaps, yeah.
And do I have a chat with Terry about the Titan and Wayne about his titty? And...
yeah, I'll talk about Wayne about his
Sorry,
tits.
Wayne. Love you, bud.
Love you, bud. Big kiss. You on your 8th. Big kiss. I wonder if they come with Deans already on, or they Tamiya, or they're both, or...
I don't know. I mean, I've got the little adapters.
You said about them, yeah.
Yeah, so my Stoner runs on Deans, whereas all the rest of my rifles are a Tamiya. So rather than sort of convert them and actually, make my life easier, I just bought like a little adapter for, I think it was like £2 or £3 that you can literally just connect in, and then it transfers between the two.
Yeah.
So that sort of makes life a little bit easier.
It comes with both. Oh, wicked, nice one. There we go.
Cool.
I might have to invest. I may have to invest in one then. See
if we can get a group purchase.
Yeah.
Les said, going back to the roll call thing, Liz said, she ripped the shit out of us, but mate, she played her part well. And Jade, who I'm pretty certain was the one doing the inspection, said, they fell short as well.
Efforts must be doubled for the next one.
Andy's got a Titan as well. Titans are clearly a lot more popular than I thought they were. I've never even heard of them before. Titans are the nuts. I run my M249 box mag on a 7,000 milliamp hour, 7.4 volt. It'll last 2 days, and they are safer, and you can choose what connection you want. Yeah.
Mate. I run a Titan on my M249 box mag. So, Andy, do you run your box mag through your main Rift battery as well? Basically, is that hardwired in, or is there like a Dean's connection underneath your link to the rifle battery as well for the box mag? Because my box mag just runs off 2 AA's, I think. When I put a little rocker switch on the side of it, so when I'm firing, flick it on, it feeds, and then when I finish firing, I just flick it off. Because mine
runs off a 9-volt battery, which might explain my tag name, because I usually forget them.
Yes, that makes sense.
There's nothing better when you go to fire the gun and the battery freaking bag doesn't run. Andy says, I've got a ball gear box mag and it's all tied into the trigger system, so one battery runs both. Oh, okay.
Ooh, I like that. That sounds good. Nice.
So I'm just writing that down because
write that down for me as well. Write it down twice. I can have one.
So right, let's just have a quick break of Okto and talk about a few patches quick. So obviously we have now got the patches sorted out. These are our glorious patches, which I don't know why that's hovering. Go away.
Oh my! I'm still there.
Why is it doing that? Oh, there we go.
There it is.
So these are our new patch offerings.
Awesome.
So we have 3 Fox patches, which I'll hold all these up again in a second anyway. We have the Nofo laser cut patch, which isn't laser cut, but it looks laser cut because laser cut is really expensive. So I designed the patch and then worked out that we couldn't afford to sell them. So we've got them in PVC. And then we've got the I'm a Bad Nofo patch as well, which is Lance's little cheeky creation.
Shamon.
So these patches, I know Gaz has just said patches.
Exactly.
So to give you an idea of size,
can you wear them as glasses like Elton John?
Probably can. There you go.
Marvelous. Rocket Man.
There we go. So the Foxes, unfortunately...
He just does what I say. He does my bidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Put them on your face. Okay.
Don't do it over. Well, you're the team commander, so I just follow your orders normally blindly without any kind of...
That's have a dance with them. Okay.
Right, so the Foxes, basically the Foxes, I've never ordered patches before like this, so apologies for my naivety. I didn't order all of these because I wasn't sure how many we were going to sell. So I have 40 of the orange arriving. They'll probably be another month because I've only just put the order for these in today because it's all to do with cash flow, basically. It's a lot of cash to buy upfront all of these patches to then sell on to you guys. Mm-hmm. So the Foxes, I do have a limited number of these. So sort of early orders of these I'll be able to fulfill, but any others will be pre-ordered. Please just bear that in mind. I do, however, have loads of the I'm a Bad Nofo and the Laser Cut Nofo Fox. So all of these will be £7. The £7 each. That includes postage. Now, I was really hesitant, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I was really hesitant with the £7 per patch, and the reason being is because, from my perspective, if I were you, I'd be like, ooh, you know, I don't know. I'd be like, oh, maybe that's a bit pricey. Now, the reason that we've gone for £7 is A, to cover the cost of the patch, B, you get free postage, and then C, we're trying to kind of recoup a little bit of money because this stream costs us money to put together. So we're trying to sort of fund that a little bit. We're not necessarily going to cover the whole of the cost of the stream and stuff like that, but to try and avoid sort of adverts or anything like that, we don't want to do that. But we obviously, it costs us, I think, in the region of sort of £160 a year to run the stream. So we're sort of just trying to recover some of that cost. And to be 100% honest with you, any profit that we make from these patches, we're going to buy stuff to give away to you guys. So please don't see this as a money-making enterprise. I promise you it's not. The only thing I'm obviously going to do is try and recover my own money first, because I've got stuff to buy for the wife and the baby. Because apparently buying a large number of these wasn't the best best idea.
I can't see. You know, if we don't sell them all, you could have them as a mobile hang out above baby's crib.
Well, if you don't buy enough of them, I might end up having to do that. But yeah, so basically they're £7 each. That's the reason for them being £7 each. So the way that we'll order these is if you do it through PayPal, you can PayPal us at nofochat@hotmail.com. I've set that up as a PayPal this afternoon. If you could include your name on the notes.
I love these lot. I'll tell you honestly. I just want all 5 of each, please. Thank you very much. Fair play.
I feel bad because I would love to sell these for like £2 each if I can. But, you know, and I'm hoping in the future with some of them, if we get like a little bit of surplus money, that we can buy more, and then it's not so much of a problem. Because obviously the more we buy, the cheaper they get. But yeah, so I'll put the ordering information on Facebook and Instagram. I think that's going to be the easiest way. And I'll do like a little bit of spelling out as to how to order them and what I need you to send me. In sort of the notes section of the PayPal thing. Feel free, if you see me at any point, then I will probably have some of these on me as well. So I'll try and sort of keep tabs on that so you can pay me.
If you see Mike shopping at Asda, and he'll probably have some in a bum bag or something just to dish out.
I actually went round earlier with one on my shoulder. So
or in your jacket, like a right.
I'll sell you the ones that I have on me.
You need to start wearing a long rain jacket and just have them hung up inside.
You got to buy some patches.
All right, Gov. Want a patch?
So the only other thing I was going to ask, and this is because, you know, we're all mates on November Foxtrot. When you pay by PayPal, I've worked out that PayPal was steal, and I'm going to use the term steal, up to 40p, depending on if you buy one patch, they'll take basically 40p of that as a transaction fee if you pay it by business. If you want to pay us as a business, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to tell you to pay by friends and family. But if you do pay by friends and family, just note that means that we get a little bit of the extra money back, if that makes sense. So it's entirely up to you. I'm not going to tell you any other way, because I'm a massive advocate of paying as a business, especially if you're second-hand airsoft weapons and stuff like that, because the number of people I've seen scammed paying through friends and family. But if it makes you feel any better, if you're worried about it, message me. I'll send you my address and you can come and hunt me down if there's ever a problem. So I'm happy with that. That's not a problem. So there you go. That's the patches. Yeah, I know. Andy said. Very nice. Andy said that's what scammers say. I know.
Some lovely comments are coming in as well. Really nice. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Cool. Right. Anyway, that's the patches over and done with. But I'll put all the information on Facebook and Instagram probably later today.
We just see Elton one more time.
Say again?
We just see Elton one more time.
Oh, yeah, there you
go. Fucking child.
I know. Oh yeah, Dan says, what's happening with the care package? Have you donated yet? I'll buy a patch to go in the box. Oh, that's nice of you, Dan. There is actually already a patch going in the bag. We've paid for that. So you don't have to, but it's very kind of you.
Yeah, nice one, mate.
Right, so yeah, basically we are still doing the NoFo care package giveaway. So for anyone that doesn't know, Lance, I think you've actually got it now bagged up. Don't move your camera because it will kill your camera.
I'm going to be as gentle as I can without trying to disconnect my camera. Just bear with me. Slow-mo time. See, this is why I practice slow-mo at the event.
Lance's camera has a slightly dodgy wire, which means every time you move it, it sometimes disconnects, which is really helpful. But yeah, so the care package is still going ahead. We're giving it away at the end of June. So any nominations, please still feel free to send those in. We've had quite a few that have come in still. So I think we're up to about 15 nominations now. But that doesn't rule anybody out. You know, it's quite heartbreaking to read some of them. But there we go. That is the MilSim in a bag.
There it is so far. I'll put it down now. So it's all there. Couple of bits left to go in it. That's a good bit of kit. But yeah, so the Bergen's there. Short back British Army Bergen. Rocket pouches. All the kits inside it. It's heavy, man. But it's got some good gear in there. Should we have a little sneak peek?
Yeah, go for it. What's some of your highlights, Lance, in there?
Ammo flask. So this little thermos cup which will fit inside your ammo pouch for a stag. Wicked little bit of kit. Couple of little these waterproof cases, so you could put batteries, charging bank or something in there, cables, and they're fully waterproof. Little hard cases there. Little survival kit or anything like that. They're always good to use.
Matches.
Matches are cool. I did pick sort of like not the dull side, but it's only got the water bottles, cups, jet fuel. I'll be turning around. I think the rest of the gizmos and gadgets. We are waiting on a couple of bits. I'm waiting on a multi-tool. I'm waiting on the monocular. But we have got some. Oh, here we go. So we got this is wicked. I've got one of these myself. So this is a USB rechargeable headlamp, capable of displaying a red aspect. So there it is, all in there. Little charging lead comes with it. That's all in there. And this is a wicked bit of kit. I always keep this in my bag, like my EDC bag for at work. If my main head torch dies at work, this one is stupid bright for the size of it. That is a wicked little bit of kit. On Amazon. Great bit of kit that is. So that's one of them in there. What else we got? We've got can cream. We've got ration packs. We've got heat pads. We've got.
Les, you're going to make me cry. Hang on, sorry. Sorry, sec, Lance. Les, has just said, why can't we donate to NoFo anyway to help with the running costs of the feed? You boys are doing a great job and look forward to a Friday night laugh. You're going to genuinely make me cry, Les. So I would rather you buy something, patches, and then you can do it that way. Because I don't want people just to donate for the sake of it.
Pebble Explorer power bank. They're wicked. Lovely bit of kit that is.
So some of this kit's obviously new. Some of it's second hand, some of it's like ex-MOD stuff.
And this electronic stuff like this is all brand new. So obviously still in the box, all still sealed up. So that's obviously something that we purchased for the kit. Great. And like I said, the actual power bank itself is like half the size of that pack. So it's a wicked, nice little handheld size, digital readout, 8,400 milliamp hour battery, smartphone compatible, charges up to 4 times. So charge your phone from dead up to 4 times in that tiny little power bank, 2 USB outputs. That's a wicked little bit of kit. So that's another little item in there. And yeah, just everything else you'd expect for a MilSim that's in there. You know, you got your sleep system, your shelter system, roll mats, self-inflating pads to sleep on. There is a large waterproof stuff sack to go in the liner of the bag to line the Bergen, keep all your kit dry. There's one of them in there. A set of mess tins, hexi stove with some Dragon Fuel tabs. There's a couple of cans of gas. There is a stove top to go on that. So you got best of both worlds. You've got the solid fuel burner and you've got the gas burner. Oh, there is other stuff. You've got your basher poles. For your basher, you've got about 50 odd meters of paracord for making up your jungle knots for your basher, for your shelter system. There's a hammock in there. Yeah, it's a full kit. You know what I mean? We haven't fucked about with it. It's a proper everything you need to get out to an event. So I just hope it goes to the right person. But it's like I said,
so,
we can't emphasise how tough that it's going to be. See, and Mike has sent me the links for a few more emails that we've received in to look through them, and I've got to be honest that I haven't put myself to look at them yet. So I will make a conscious effort to do that. But the first few that we had were quite, not nice. But there we go. This is why we're doing it. This is why we're doing this giveaway. Purely not for you haven't got to like, share, subscribe, tag 10 people in it. It's just purely if you know someone who's had a real shit time of it over the last 13, 14 months, or their kit's been stolen, lost, destroyed, or it's not financially viable for them to fork out for all this kit for a MilSim, or to they might. We're aiming it at someone who's into their airsoft, obviously, who goes to their skirmish days, who's always wanted to give MilSim a try, or but hasn't quite been able to make that leap, like financially, or they've been into it but they've lost a lot of kit, or something's happened. Do you know what I mean? It could be anything like that, or it could be someone who's a best mate of yours and you want them to get into it with you because you do it. It could be something like that. So yeah, that's what I said. Just pop us an email if you've got someone in mind that you think's deserving of it. It sounds really horrible when you say it like that, but do you know what I mean? You get where I'm coming from. Do you know what I mean? So, and we're going to sort of do our utmost to sort of pick somebody. I don't know how we're going to do it, but at the end of the day, we've got to do it. So
yeah, if you have any nominations or anything like that, please drop it an email to nofochat@hotmail.com. And then we sort of include that on there. So it's genuinely very tough.
It is.
Like,
and I can appreciate
I don't know how we're going to pick, in all honesty, and I would love to do like 4 or 5 of these bags for a few people, because there's some of them on there that are just But anywho,
yes,
that's that.
So, well, come on.
So next week we're going to be talking. I think we're going to do a general Q&A next week.
We are, yes. I think there's Q&A week next week. Whoa, love Q&A. And I'm not working next week, so I can have a beer. I'm working tonight.
So feel free to get any questions in advance. Obviously, you can either add them to the various Instagram posts, Facebook posts throughout the week. You can also contact us via our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Instagram is November_Foxtrot_Nofo. Facebook is at November Foxtrot Nofo, and YouTube is November Foxtrot. Yeah. It's becoming our hat now. It's not even a surprise now that I get it right every time. He says I'm going to absolutely cock out next week. But yeah, so literally we will be discussing anything and everything. Gaz just says, will he do it? I did it.
Of course he did, Gaz. Never any doubt.
So by all means, fire your questions in and we can have a chat about all things Airsoft and MilSim, future events coming up and all of that. So
yeah,
that'd be cool.
Definitely a news segment or something like that with if anyone hears of anything. Woo, did it? Yeah, man. No, I think he's done it more than the first time. He's done it first time. Sorry, yes, of course he has. Yes, sorry. Ignore me, Gaz.
Oh God, Wayne! I'll tell you what, Wayne. I'll try and do that for next time.
Do it without reading it. All right, and fresh meat. There's a challenge.
So, anywho, that's about it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It was a bit anticlimactic after Sunday because I was so looking forward to Okto, and I've just absolutely loved every minute of it. Just getting back out there, hanging out with my mates.
It was, a quick recap.
She came home on Sunday. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but it was brilliant. It was a brilliant event. It was brilliantly organised. It was brilliantly run throughout. The staff, the site, the facilities, as basic as they were. You're at a MilSim event. You're at an airsoft site. As long as it's got someone to, carry out your morning ablutions, wash your hands, this and that. Perfect. Park your vehicles up. Go and have a great day in a great game zone. A great event. It was fantastic. I couldn't fault it from Josh at Okto to the guys at at Ultimate War Games, who have been working so hard to bring the site up from being quite overgrown by the looks of it. And they were smashing the work out all weekend to get the site up and running. So yeah, fair play to them. I can't wait to get back and visit it, and I can't wait to get to another Okto event because it was brilliant. It was really well run, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So why not?
Because it's very, very close to Baby Day.
Yeah, but it's really close to your house as well.
No, I know, but it's still.
I was waiting for you to go. Yeah, I suppose it is.
No,
I think you should hire a caravan, bring Anna along with you, and if anything does happen, then you're there. You can just go. Poof.
I might have suggested something similar with the theory of how supportive everyone would be.
We would be. We'd have stretchers ready, everything. Nothing would go wrong. It would be fine.
Yeah. It's quite funny. Sorry, I appreciate this is completely changing the topic of the conversation, but we're talking sort of baby plans and stuff like that at this point, and sort of going off to visit various maternity units and things. And I've just started calling it a deployment strategy rather than a birthing plan.
Absolutely.
Because to me, it just sounds a lot more entertaining.
Yeah. Has baby been deployed? Yes.
Yeah. My plan is to make the whole. Anna doesn't know this, but my plan is to make my whole life as kind of airsoft related as possible. So.
Fair play.
We're actually painting our hall in khaki at the moment. It's called overtly olive, but it's definitely khaki.
Let's go. Okay. Just waiting for the big vinyl wrap to go on the wall with the big fox's head now.
Yeah.
To turn up. She'll come back and say, no, there's a line. No.
Guy says Airsoft is delivering a baby. Where's the smoke for cover?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. My iPro, where's my iPro?
Hang on. Sorry. Wayne was at a MilSim the day when his missus went into labour. Is that true, Wayne? I didn't know that.
Yeah, mate, Wayne, fresh meat was at a MilSim when his missus went into labour. An Okto event. Apocalypse, sorry. Remember that?
Yeah.
Wasn't best pleased that he had to go, but there we go.
Well, to be fair, I don't think that would probably be a problem foregoing. But
I was like, fuck's sake, Wayne, really messed up the team numbers now.
Harry says first no-fo baby born on a site. Now that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. But also,
I don't think it's going to sell it to her though, mate. I can't really see us getting her on board with this. We could try.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Obviously, when she can, I will. I'll bring her onto the stream, and you can all say hello.
Yes, absolutely, mate.
But obviously, she's a little bit busy at the moment, still being grown. Don't know what the frick's meant. Anyway, this is getting weird now. So thanks everyone for joining us. Feel free to join us next week. We'll have a general Q&A. I'll whack all the stuff on the socials about the patches. I'll do like a little ordering methodology so that everyone can make sure we all get it nice and organised as much as possible. Jade says, how small is the smallest tack kit you can get? Well, I've already got a tactical baby carrier. And also, it turns out you can buy Build-A-Bear camouflage kit as well, which I'm hoping might fit. So, there might be an amusing photo there. But anywho, right. Say goodbye, Lance.
Goodbye, Lance.
We'll see you all next week. Have an absolutely epic week. And
cheers, guys.
Yeah. See you then. Ciao.
Nice one. Laters.